Ready to go. Grow a pair.
Wow.
All right, we're back.
Oh, jeez.
We're back. It's a
but
cold,
not for long.
It's a cold. It's a cold day,
At the shore.
and we got All right. We're good though. We're
Yeah,
good. Everything's
no,
good.
we're good. Yeah,
We're
my
good.
son loves me, wants me to freeze. He's got the temperature set to meat lock.
I'm leaving next weekend, so it's about time you get a weekend to yourself. But until then,
Yeah.
we have some good content for you. And
Apparently.
as you can see from the title of today's video, we're talking about something that CarGurus recently announced, which you may
Yes.
or may not have been aware of. They're offering pre-qualification, essentially, or like ways to enhance the finance experience, or try to enhance the finance experience directly from their website. So we want to talk about it, let you know what they're up to, pros, cons, and everything else that comes to mind.
Wow. Well, they've been offering finance options from three lenders since 2019.
CarGurus has, yeah.
CarGurus has, which the lenders were Capital One, Auto Financed, Westlake Financial, and Global Lending Services. But what they're doing now is they're piloting with Route One Automotive, which is a dealership tool that dealerships use to coordinate their F&I process for submitting applications to the banks, getting approvals, things of that nature. So what they're doing is with Route One, they're allowing their CarGurus customers, and about 85% of all their U.S. listings are open to being able to get pre-qualified between those three lenders. And if you opt to get pre-qualified, that information is stored in Route One. And if you go to a dealer, all you need to do is let them know what your Social Security number is, and that you're pre-qualified, and that it's in the Route One system, and the dealership can pull your information up from that system. So you won't have to go about regurgitating all that information again for the dealership.
Yeah, so the whole idea is from the CarGurus website, you can fill out one of these credit pre-qualification
Yes.
apps, but that goes through the dealership system called Route One. And we did a video relatively recently on Cox Automotive and how they own a lot of the different tools in the automotive space. So
Yes.
their equivalent is one called DealerTrack, which I know you used to use DealerTrack.
Yes.
And so essentially, I mean, that's like the dealer's deal management. So it's all in one. It does everything. And so from CarGurus website, you might not realize it, but now you know. I mean, if you fill out, okay, I'm doing a Capital One Auto Navigator pre-qual,
Yeah.
you are, but that's that data that you're submitting, and I'm sure it says on the screen and everything, it's going to that dealership in their Route One.
No, it's not going. It's available to that dealership.
Well,
Doesn't-
through their Route One.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can pull it up through Route One, but the customer has to provide them with certain bits of information so that they can
they
do
know
that.
who the customer was. Yeah.
Yes,
No, but
yes.
I think it's important to make clear that one of the things that I think is really interesting in the automotive space
Yes.
is that there are a few primary software tools that own a lot of the relationship to F&I.
Yes.
DealerTrack and Route One are the two big ones.
Yes.
And so I just think it's really worth mentioning that when you're filling out a credit pre-qualification app, even if you didn't do it through CarGurus, like let's just say you went to the dealership or their website and you filled out that app goes through one of those two systems.
Typically,
And
yes.
so I think it's just really important to make sure that's clear, just because, you know, it is a third-party company that's handling all that, and it's not. I mean, if you've ever done a pre-qualification through a dealership before, that's just what it is.
Yeah, even if you've done an application through the dealership before,
Yep.
it's going to get entered into Route One
Exactly.
or
Yep.
DealerTrack.
Yep.
So that information is always going to be captured by this third-party vendor.
Yep.
That makes it easier for them to
manage the whole process.
to manage the process
and to shoot it out
and
to
to
the-
shoot it out
yeah.
to the various lending institutions so that they can figure out which one's going to offer the best rate
Exactly,
so
yeah.
that they can take better care of their customer. But the whole concept behind this is that it really should speed up the buying
Should, yeah.
process once you get to the dealership, since you're already pre-qualified for the car that you're looking at.
Yes.
Assuming they still have the car when you get there. But that could be another video for another day.
We do get that question a lot.
Yes.
How do I make sure if I'm about to go drive somewhere, they actually still have the car?
Yeah, you're depending on people to share with you accurate information, and oftentimes the people have been trained to just get you in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, oh my God, I can't believe that car. It just sold like no more than 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, right as you were driving it, actually.
Jeez.
Anyway. So there are a lot of pros that come from this, what Car Gurus is piloting. I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
I think, if your concern as a car buyer is getting the best rate, or you don't feel comfortable getting your financing through the dealership, this doesn't really help you necessarily, but it makes the process simpler and hopefully more seamless as you contemplate if you're going to get financing through a dealership.
Yeah, because the dealership could have more lenders that they do business with that might offer better rates than Westlake.
Beyond the three that Car Gurus.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, and even if you decide to ask them about, well, are there better rates available, you won't have to fill out another credit application. They already have all that information, so it becomes easier for them to ship it off to a particular bank that they might think could offer a better rate.
Once you're in Route 1,
you're in Route 1, buddy.
You're in.
Yeah.
I mean, it is important, though. It's like that software works as like installations on a per dealership basis. So it's not like if you fill out one credit app that Acura North Scottsdale store used to work with, that Acura of Tempe, Arizona also had access to your information.
They
it's like
did not.
in there, it's in that store's instance of it.
Yes.
But that then gives the finance and insurance manager, hopefully a couple clicks and it's off to a different bank.
It's a lot simpler to get the
Exactly.
the information spit out to other lenders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my question to you, Dad, is do you think that this is the wave of the future, and how do you feel about these research websites? Because Car Gurus, got to give them credit, they're pretty progressive in this space. They're not owned by Cox Automotive.
Not
They're
yet.
not owned by Cars.com.
Yeah.
They're their own publicly traded independent company.
Yes.
Do you think this is a good step forward for the industry, or do you think that it presents some potential issues?
I think anything that can streamline the amount of time a customer spends at the dealership is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay? There is no reason that it should take the amount of time it normally takes to buy a car. So that if there's a way to get as much of this information collected and sent out to those that need to get it, so that once the customer gets to the dealership, the amount of time spent there is reduced dramatically, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Now, are these three lending institutions likely to get you the cheapest rates available? Probably not. Okay, but at least the information would be in their management system, so that if they wanted to send it to other banks, they could, and that would speed things up.
That would definitely speed things up.
So just for ease of doing business, cutting down the amount of time at a dealership, I think it's a good thing. I think dealerships offer you the opportunity to apply for financing right from their websites. And it's a great thing to do because it'll speed the entire process up for you, and it'll let you know where you're at.
Yeah, and this doesn't change any of the other advice or videos we've done. I mean, we had a video that came out yesterday before you're watching this one, was the one where we talked about F&I profit, right? Back office profit. So it doesn't change the fact that money's being made there, which is understandable and fine.
They have to make money somewhere.
Yep, agreed. And it doesn't change the fact that you should also still pursue independent financing options. It's just making you aware of this new system that's being rolled out. That you'll see if you go on Car Gurus and you start clicking around, 85% of listings are going to have this, pre-qualified for financing right here. And what I find very interesting is, Car Gurus must have so much clout that Capital One really wants to associate and be with them. Westlake does one of these, because Capital One's own Auto Navigator on their website is great and allows you to pre-qualify right there as well, and it gives you the same functionality as Car Gurus. So
but it's just another way to get their name in front of people.
Yeah.
They're always looking for that.
I guess that is what it is.
By the way, what's in your wallet?
Okay, Alex. Capital One, we're sending you an invoice.
There you go. Everybody gets an invoice.
Everybody gets an invoice. All right, Dad, thank you.
Thank you, Zach.